Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Value Max, and today I'm bringing you another yet updated video on XLM's price. What can we expect to happen with the price in the upcoming days, upcoming month, and even the upcoming years? With all these positive news related to XLM, am I bullish at this current standpoint? We'll have to get a look throughout this video. So guys, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out any important information related to XLM, and let's crack on with the video. Now guys, what we've been happening and what we've seen happening with XLM is kind of a strange behavior. Now we started the year of 2020, so all the way back to 5th of September, all the way to 19th of November 2020. We plateaued in these levels where actually the altcoin was just very little volumes and the coin was just overall not doing much. And then we had this surge towards end of November where we had this first bullish momentum for XLM, which was on the 24th of November. That brought it to an all-time high, which obviously led to some correction and consolidation. Then we were stuck again for a while, from all the way till 28th of November, all the way till the 3rd of January, we were stuck in this sort of consolidation and correction where the bulls and bears were kind of fighting with each other. The volumes are very low. We can see the bears took the upper hand on some time. And then eventually, until the 3rd of January, 4th of January, we entered this next bull run. And this next bull run was major because it's what allowed it to actually reach a new all-time high. And that one is what set off and helped set up this other all-time high, which we experienced on the 15th of Feb, which actually is what's going to help our momentum for the future all-time high that I'm predicting to happen towards the end of April, if not beginning of May. I am certainly bullish that XLM will reach that $1 valuation. Now we're going to talk about why, but we basically had this bull run followed by some consolidation and some corrections. That's when we started having some really good news related to XLM. People really got into the altcoin and started to see its potential. And that was where a lot of people heard about the coin. And then we had this second wave of bullish momentum, which started on 29 all the way till 12th of Feb. That was another massive bull run for XLM, which again tested its new all-time high. And then now we're being stuck in this sort of resistance area where the coin is actually testing these levels, yet not passing over it. And that was a big, for a big moment of time, right? We're stuck from the 27th of Feb, sorry, even earlier, from 21st of Feb all the way till the 5th of April was when we finally broke out of that resistance level. And that was big because that was one major bullish sign for XLM. And that's why I told everyone on the channel already, because it's not my first video on XLM, so make sure to check it out if you want to, and join the channel if you don't want to miss any important information. But basically, I talked about how this was major for XLM on 5th of April because it's what allowed it to reach, basically get out of that resistance and test new resistance level much higher. And basically, we reached this price level of 0.57, which I believe was another sort of resistance, which we finally broke out on the 10th of April. And now we're testing, we're hovering, and we can go closer. We've been hovering from basically from the 11th of April all the way to today. We've been hovering in this area, and we can see that it's quite actually it's always staying between these resistance level, and that's quite bullish because as soon as we can and as soon as we can break out of this, we will see a next bull run happening. And so what we can take from this, if we go on this is basically a 3-hour chart, and what's positive is we are making higher lows consistently. These lows are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but we're also making higher highs, and this is quite of a bullish sign. I talked about this already yesterday, but this is actually confirming it today. And so far I believe that we're basically playing in this zone, and so once we break out of this resistance zone and the bulls take the upper hand, we could be finally reaching that next bull run. And that next bull run for me is what will happen and will enable the price to finally move towards a $1. And that would be a 56% increase. And I believe that is very possible to happen very soon, because we all know that April is an overall very promising month for cryptocurrencies as a whole, and because XLM's been kind of testing those resistance level here, similar to what we had here for a very long time. And so we had it here again, but we had it here again, and basically we're being stuck in this level similar here, and it's normal that it's basically testing between the bulls and the bears are kind of fighting with one another. So we've been testing these levels, and until we manage to break out of this resistance level, we will not see a new bull run. But I believe that the bulls will take the upper hand, and we will see this bull run happening, propulsing the price to a new all-time high of $1. And I'm pretty confident of this. So guys, why am I so confident, you may ask? Well, there's a bunch of reasons, but one of the few is that last week XLM finally managed to move above the 0.53 resistance area. This was good. It was another bullish sign, because we're moving out of this, these resistance zone, and this long-term resistance zone, which is also the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level of the entire previous downward movement. So that's a very important movement. But the breakout above this level is a strong bullish sign that indicates XLM continues to increase higher. And besides the bearish divergence and the RSI, the MACD and oscillator supports this possibility. And so this is overall very positive. Not only that, XLM 20 billion stellar intent for the whole world to use Lumens, and they need it. And so Stellar will change the payment infrastructure of the world in the future, if you understand this. And this is a very important tweet, because what they say in this tweet is very true. A few people understand that the infrastructure that Lumen can bring in terms of scalability, usability, and overall this network effect that it can have is gigantic. The limits are endless. And so the fact that this payment infrastructure is so powerful can outcompete all these other altcoins. And I'm quite bullish on the fact that Stellar Lumen has amazing technology that's very innovative and that benefits from competitive advantage. And so one other one that was major news for Stellar Lumen, and the biggest news yet today, is that Franklin Templeton, one of the world's largest asset management. So these guys don't play around, guys. They have 1.4 trillion in under asset management, will issue a new fund on Stellar blockchain. You heard this right, guys. They will issue a new fund on Stellar blockchain. This is the type of news that I'm hyped about, because this is not your little company. This is one of the biggest asset management in the world with BlackRock, and Franklin Templeton is insane. And just to see that they are getting into Lumens just shows the potential that the altcoin has. And so that was one major news, but also the fact that Grayscale adds $1.6 billion in Bitcoin, XLM, Mana, BAT, and Litecoin over weekend. And we see that Grayscale keeps acquiring cryptocurrencies, and it added XLM, as we can see, with asset under management. They now have 47.7 billion, and you see the scalability, because Grayscale is a big whale, so they move the price, these guys in the market. So it's very bullish to see that Grayscale is adding XLM to its portfolio. In terms of the convictions, that the convictions are very good if we see all these healthy companies actually adding into it. So that's very exciting. Another very bullish signs for XLM as to why we can break out of that $1 zone and reach new all-time high. And why should we overall bullish, just as I am? Because this is a once in a lifetime story. We talked about this, but Aecon also chose to move with Stellar as it's moving to do its project in Africa related to blockchain. And that's one major other good news, because they want to partner with the Stellar organization and their Stellar consensus protocol. And that would be amazing in terms of growth, publicity, but also scalability for Stellar, because pretty much Africa is pretty much untouched at this point with cryptocurrencies, and the possibility of expansions are endless, and this is amazing, and we'll have to see how that moves forwards. But just in terms of press, it's overall very positive for Lumen, just to have that network effect of people hearing out about Lumen, and probably people will be like, because Aecon is obviously a very well-known figure in the pop industry, and so people will hear this and be like, what's happening with Lumen? So it's overall good press for Lumen as a whole. One of the other things which is interesting is that CP Group backed Velo mergers with Stellar startup and Interstellar in 9-figure deal. This just shows how big the project is. Now, yes, this article dates back to March 15, but that's not what I want to highlight here. What's important is that Interstellar CEO Mike Kennedy and CTO will become the new CTO of Avilo Lab. And what they're doing is that they're basically, the conglomerate CP Group has merged with Interstellar, a payment startup that runs on the Stellar network. And that's a very bullish news also as a whole. Because even though this news didn't make much noise, it's very good to see how this conglomerate such as CP Group will move forward and operate under the Stellar network, and will overall benefit from this. Stellar will benefit from this in the future. Now, I just wanted to finish this video with a little bit of the roadmap. What can we expect to happen next as we continue this bull run, and as I'm continuing to be bullish on XLM, because I only truly think that this is the beginning. But they are trying to support the top KCUs being built on Stellar. Those who build on Stellar have the best vantage point to help improve the integration processes and identify how Horizon and Stellar can further support their work. They're trying to invest in the safety and resilience of Core and Horizon. As the network grows in volumes, asset values, and visibility, the potential fallout from bugs and other technical failures grows as well. So that's going to be interesting to see how they're going to try and promote safety and resilience, and it will be a very interesting way of how they will set it out. And that will be done to protect Stellar's existing participants from risk and help attract new enterprise who may be wary of using new technology. So lots of good stuff coming ahead for XLM. I'm still bullish, extremely bullish on XLM, especially that we had this underarm, this cup and handle formation, apologies, and this was overall very bullish for XLM, because once we basically, as we break out of this resistance, which I drew out here, we will see this cup and handle form much clearer. Now, I'm still believe that this is an overall very bullish sign. As we can see, the formation is still quite clear, and we can still see it very well, hence why I left it and why I stand by this point. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thought below, and I'll make sure to catch you in the next one. Bye.